I'm Brian Batista. My friends call me Bunny, and I'm riding high over the water here in Lisbon, Portugal, getting in some sights and sounds, taking a day off at the studio, and I'm gonna go see the aquarium next. So I hope you enjoy this episode.
Episode 24, Deep into the Blue. I love aquariums. I try to go see them everywhere I visit. The Ocenario in Lisbon was built for the expo in 1998 and is the second largest aquarium in the world. And I think that claim to fame must mostly be referring to their main tank, which you see here. It was at the heart of the building and offered many opportunities to look in while circumnavigating it. The tank was a big circle, and the building was a futuristic square around the circle, designed by American architect Peter Chermayeff. And all around the outskirts, in 4 separate sea and landscapes, which represented the habitats found in the Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and Antarctic oceans. There were huge stingrays and sharks, barracudas, all seemingly getting along. And you could look through into the big tanks on 2 floors, 2 levels. They even had a sunfish, which is a very strange looking creature. My work is very centered now around the color blue. We see the faculty's Venus de Milo sculpture is placed in an alcove that they've painted a deep, rich blue. I'll take that as a sign of synchronicity. Blue, it's inherently the theme, whether it's the gorgeous blue skies I've been witnessing in Lisbon, or all the pottery work, or the tiles on the buildings, or that lonely, deep blue feeling within, or that deep blue in the aquarium where you below, swimming with the fishes. But blue was the starting point. I'd even anticipated before I came here that azul would be a starting point. My latest piece blends the idea of the tile works, so you see this grid pattern referencing the tiles they have everywhere here, and also the studies I've been doing of the plaster sculptures found around the faculty. A few things too I want to mention about my Portuguese heritage and how the Portuguese have very strong ties with the sea. A long history of being seafaring people whose mainstay and diet comes from the ocean. They make the majority of their living on their waters, and in the past, from trade, Lisbon being a major trade post. And it's even said that, according to myth, the Greek hero Odysseus, also known as Ulysses, founded Lisbon on his journey home from Troy. To this day, the Portuguese still celebrate their robust age of discovery, where they spread across the globe their civilization, and at one time having an enormous empire. They shared half the world with Spain. It was Magellan, who was actually a Portuguese sailor, who first circumnavigated the globe. Actually, I believe Portugal still has colonies in parts of Africa, I believe Angola. And they also have islands in China, and obviously Brazilians speak Portuguese, so we can also count the New World. And why not count Canada, where my family immigrated, as well as have a very strong community in parts of Toronto. So, I take a break from working, it's night, and I set up my camera to do time-lapse out the studio window. Right now I am working on the piece. Precedence was taken of shooting out the window because the beautiful light falling over the buildings as times pass. And on this particular day, when I awoke and left the building, I could smell forest fires. There are a lot of fires going on in Portugal, which makes for a beautiful sunset here, caused by the haze and the particles in the air. As you see, it turns red as night falls, and I finished the piece. Voila! Movie magic, all as if all done by the gnomes in my absence. If only it were actually that easy.
Thank you for joining me for this episode, and now, down we go.